So, hello everyone and welcome again. So I'm now on my way to a place that has become very familiar to me over the past weeks. And as I said in the previous video, I'm not going to be part of Audi's GT program this year. But I will take part in one endurance event on the Nordschleife, which is on the upcoming weekend. And as part of that, I have been part of the initial training program because I'll be driving the Audi R8 GT4. So I have gotten the initial benefit of that, but that's any miracles notwithstanding going to be the last time this year you're going to see me in a GT car. But I can say I have secured another drive for at least the first half of the year and probably even beyond that, but more on that after this race, which I'm now going to focus on an endurance event on the Nordschleife. So, see you on track, and remember to send it.
Okay, Andy, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
So we're now on track during qualifying. So a single lap will determine the grid order. And one thing
Your brake temperatures are okay.
I've learned to discover in all the practice runs with this GT4 car, it's an entirely different beast to everything I've driven so far. So mid-engine, a rear-wheel drive, a V10, and then GT style, and not touring car style or production car style, even as with the Audi TT Cup. And that's why we'll see some of the approaches to the corners being a bit scruffy. So overall, I had the overall confidence that I needed to drive, but not really on a level where I could simply bring it on the point during qualifying. So tend to be a bit late on the gas or have to correct in the corners, or to take my foot off the gas again and then on again. It's still a wholly impressive machine, don't get me wrong, and it's also a wholly different thing taking this around the Nordschleife than the Audi TTRS, even from last year, because the approach to driving is so different, much more grip, and you can do so much more with cornering and going into corners, as you see here, so a bit early. So there would be a lot more potential than I'm getting out of the car, and I've been able to realize during qualifying. And I don't know what I would have done without all that practice in advance as part of the Audi Junior GT induction, where I have been part in. But as I said, this is really the only time I will be sitting in an Audi GT car this year, just for this endurance event. And especially here, so these ultra fast parts, where the hallmark of the GT4 is you have a surprising amount of grip for the rather low speed. So this is not even 200, as silly as this sounds here, but the amount of grip is simply phenomenal. And the car actually does want to turn, unlike the front wheel drive cars who want to drive straight on for the most part. This isn't, or this probably could be flat, but I've never really dared to take it flat. And yeah, here see one other example, because the engine is not at the front, so yes, it does want to turn, but also it doesn't really want to exit. this is one part where they revamped the track, so you have to be a bit more careful here on the left-hander. And the overall setup is also probably a bit conservative, so that the car doesn't start to bite me at some point, so there's also probably more potential in there purely in the setup, but this is going to be an endurance event and I need an extra bit of confidence due to a bit conservative setup. So we'll probably see some more scruffiness over the rest of the lap, but I'll leave you with that and then I'll be back with commenting when I'm at the end of the Döttinger Höhe to see and comment where I will end up with this lap.
Okay, Andy, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left. That's a new fastest lap for Mathieu, 8:47.3. Fastest lap for Schiff, 8:46.6 seconds. New fastest lap for Schmidt, 8:46.1 seconds. That's a new fastest lap for Block, 8:45.4 seconds. Fastest lap for Andrews, 8:45.1. That's 2 minutes left, 2 minutes.
So now at the end of the Döttinger Höhe, look at the top speed, 250. And this,
Sector 1, yellow flag.
and I was the last one on track, as you can see, so we had some minor technical problem getting the car going, but that was the only thing why I'm last. Also here, under full braking, wholly impressive. And now the big question is, where do I end up in this single qualifying lap? And since I'm the last on track, I will exactly know where I start.
V12, good luck. That's your quickest today. Sector 1 is 0.9 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.7 off the pace. Sector 3 is 1.2 off the pace.
So overall 12, I think that's fine. So in the upper half of the grid, given my low experience in this type of cars, I think that's fine. And we see the Audis being reasonably well distributed among the grids. So I'm the third best Audi, behind a designated lead driver in the main Audi sport car, Kelvin.
30
I'm
minutes.
in the green Audi, sort of dubbed the greenhorn car, since I was the least experienced
Here we go, get ready.
in GT cars among the Audi team. But let's see what I can do in the race.
Go, go, go.
So start is fine,
Left side,
thanks to traction control and the engine being behind me.
you're in the middle. Clear all
Now
around.
the usual
On your left, 3 wide, you're in the middle. Right is clear. Okay, clear
first
all
corner
around.
mayhem,
Now
and
on your left, you're
yeah,
in the middle,
thank you.
3 wide.
Yellow
Big
flag.
shove.
Car left. Okay, 3 cars, you're on the right.
Green flag.
3 wide, you're on the
So
right.
losing 5 places,
Left side. Let's clear all around. Car on your
and
left.
let everyone sort themselves out.
Still there. Clear left. On your left. Clear on the left. Left side. Clear on the left. Car left.
Okay, let's see what I can do on the
Hold your line.
gas pedal.
Stay there. Still there.
Yeah, that happens when you don't close the door.
Clear on the left now. On your right. Clear right now.
So 2 cars in 1 corner, up to 15th. Just lost 3 places now compared to my starting position. And Kelvin didn't have much better time, he's right ahead again. Cold tires, so I'm a bit cautious on the exit. Because then you get understeer if the front tires aren't yet up to ideal temperature.
Yellow flag.
Okay, someone got turned around? Yeah, there. Okay,
Green flag, you're clear.
1 more free place. And now following with a bit of respect to see where they're at, and because the last one I want to hit is one of my teammates.
Green flag in sector 1.
But now I don't have to worry about that really, because there is now a bit of a distance, but they're also fighting, so that I suspect that gap will close at some point. And then see how this will feel in the slipstream. And one thing is I can say, sitting so low, I have huge trouble seeing where the actual track is going. So that was different in the Audi TT-RS, for instance, because there you sit higher and you can actually look through at the cabin of the car ahead, whereas here with these low-slung cars,
Let's see how wide you can make this.
you can't do that really. So here full, well not full tanks, but fuller tanks, here you actually notice them. So far I'm not under much pressure from behind, that's good. So I can focus to maybe advance a bit further ahead. But at the same time here is the part where you can't really overtake. And there is... everything's fine here. Or everyone just being overly cautious, or someone 5 or 6 cars ahead had a moment. I wouldn't know. bit late here. At least I didn't get rear-ended. Kelvin's trying a move, but it doesn't work. And yeah, everyone's just queuing here basically. So overall, you could say not much is happening, and
Okay, Andy, keep piling on the pressure. He'll make a mistake.
at least I'm hitting the apexes and the exits and the braking points. But not much you can do here. And as frustrating as it's being stuck in 14th, that's a part of the endurance event that you have the time to sort things out. Here the slipstream actually quite noticeable. And overall I think we were pretty good on top speed in general compared to some of the other cars. For you may have seen the KTMs being very good on the overall lap time, but of course they lose on the Dottinger Höhe, but they were extremely good during the more twisty parts that we're now approaching. So that will be interesting how the different car characteristics will play out during the race. So people seem to be a bit stuck ahead, because I have now fall behind again. But again, nothing you can do here. Just being clean usually saves you from being overtaken. Here I'm probably a bit cautious, but at the same time, in these fast areas where you feel the downforce.
Okay, Andy, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes.
Even now, after all that practice, I was still a bit unsure. So for instance, you can basically take the second part here full if you really go over the curbs, which you can, but again, I didn't really dare. Oops, people who seem to have trouble ahead, so can I safely get by Kelvin? Nope.
Hold your line. Clear left.
At least have to make a mental note that could be an overtaking point.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
That's behind me. So the gearbox is a bit oddly spaced, and you can't really change it because they are homologated that way. But I sometimes would have wished for slightly different gearing, so that's why I have to go with rather low revs into some corners. This here is also very impressive in the GT4 because you have a much more grip than power. And same with the next corner with the little carousel. And since you have all the weight in the rear, you can actually stomp on the gas very early. So here going down to 4th would lose you time, and so actually less bad if you're stuck in the low to medium rev ranges. So I don't have pressure immediately from behind, that's good. I'm also a bit far away to benefit from Kelvin's slipstream. Let's see how quickly some of the other cars might run into their effective top speed and whether we are better. Because some cars seem to be growing slightly larger in the distance.
Schmidt, car number 88, is now in the lead.
So now also at the very limit. And then here, a bit careful during braking. The exit here is important. But everyone else goes through as well. So 1 lap down and 2 places lost compared to where I started.
Alright Andy, pit window open, 14th, 3 laps of fuel remaining. We'll need to pit for fuel by lap 4.
Car left.
So here a bit more aggressive and
Left is
that
clear. Car
worked.
on your left.
White flag.
Oh, take care. 3 wide, you're on the right now. Left is clear.
That
Car in
worked.
front of us is now Henman, car number 46.
This is for one car. For Kelvin.
Car right. Right side is clear now.
Nothing I can do there. Two wide, 3 here. That's probably lose a lot of time. Can I capitalize on that?
On your left. Still
Probably.
there. Hold
He
your
was
line.
hampered in the exit.
Still there. Stay on your line. Stay on
But that
your
one
line.
didn't want to risk anything, but he didn't want to risk anything
Stay
either,
there.
so
Clear
thank
left.
you.
Incident in sector 1, yellow
So
flag.
back where I was started.
It looks like Yusuf has stacked it in the chicane. Green flag sector 1.
And I didn't have any particular goal or something for this race, just do as well as possible. Since I already knew by this point where I would drive for at least the next months. So this was more, again, something for the gallery and to help my name being on people's minds. So I had no issue in being patient and cautious. Here I seem to lose a bit compared to
Don't be pressured, keep your exit speeds
the
up.
train ahead. But yeah, these are, especially with these cars, nothing where you can actually try and overtake. Everyone seems to be on their best behavior, so they all know that, and they also know it's a long race, so no one's trying anything foolish.
Incident in sector 2. Sector 2 is yellow.
Not the best exit, but also not the worst exit.
On your left.
So I left the door open,
Left
but
is
managed to
clear now.
close it. And that's why I'm staying on the very inside here. Paul is back, by the way. This is also a combination of corners where the car is always on dancing on the edge, and I'm staying well below the envelope. Oh, Heinemann has a problem. Can I capitalize on that? Nope.
Keep the pressure on, don't give him a break.
losing a bit of touch, but as long as I'm part of the train after the next corner, then probably still in business. So like this.
Car right.
Nope.
Right is clear now.
I don't have to risk anything here, and actually I went off the gas a bit too much at this point, so that I lost immediate contact. Probably start to hold up the people behind, but here this
The gap to Paul behind is now
sort of
0.17.
straight is too short that this made any difference. So next time, if I have to lift, I can lift a bit less for the same effect.
Okay, Andy, 15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes.
So half time ish, not exactly half of a lap, and I'm back at Heinemann's rear. I happened to hit the brake balance adjuster inadvertently, so I have to simply put it back where it was. Again, new steering wheel with a bit unfamiliar placements of some controls.
Stay on it. There'll be a chance.
Maybe, but not really here. Unless they are getting into trouble, but nothing. Can I do something on the outside?
Clear
Yes.
right.
That was unexpected.
Faster stuff. We'll have some more of that.
Up to 11th.
All right, Andy. The next car is brown. Car number 90.
So now all that counts is to get into the right position for the Döttinger Höhe, a couple corners ahead. Yeah, this also here you notice how much extra downforce you lose in the slipstream to actually stay here during the Bell of S. Oh,
Wood. Car number 246 is leading the race.
got into trouble there, but here I'm actually deliberately staying behind because I rather want the momentum for the Döttinger Höhe and not waste time here fighting a corner duel. And here I wish for a better rev range. 4th would be too high, but 5th is too low really.
Time to get defensive, mate.
So how does the slipstream and top speed play out for the car ahead and the Merc behind? And again, cars seem to grow in size, at least slightly up ahead. But too far back, despite best efforts to do anything heroic.
Keep Alan on the pressure. He'll make a mistake.
And, whoa, yeah, this was the biggest moment of the race where I
We've just had a warning. for
missed the
cutting track.
braking point, but luckily the grass was dry and I could reasonably reduce the speed without hitting anyone.
P11. Only 2 more laps of fuel. The car in front is Wiley. Car number 14.
Car is on your right. You're on the left, 3 wide.
I didn't
Car on your right.
really try, but apparently they were a bit
Hold your
cautious.
line. Right is clear now.
And I have to block the car behind. So I gained another place, up to 10th.
Right side, clear on the right.
Better exit here.
Left side. Hold your line. Still there. Stay there. Still there. The left side is
And
clear.
the power
Okay, Andy. The next car is shift car number 24.
and the power of the inside line. So that's one of the KTM's. So you see even here that they are a tad slower on the straight, but nothing could really try here. So Stingo gets a bit wide. Loses the place.
Right side is clear now.
Right, the guy ahead of us is Stang, car number 5. Ten minutes to go, that's 10 minutes left. Keep digging.
So that went rather well. And now it's a matter of patience again.
Okay, Andy, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes. You've got half your fuel left.
They were a bit slow and cautious.
On your right. Right side is clear.
So on the outside. Again, I didn't really intend to, it's just I was less cautious than the others. So behind the KTM again. They should have the advantage on the entire section from here on. Or it's more about handling. They're in a pack, so that doesn't help them. Oh, a bit of a moment.
Car left.
And I paid
Hold
the
your
price.
line. Stay there. Left side is clear now.
Come on, man, defend harder.
I'm starting to slide the route a bit. As I have to account for the lost grip behind car here again. A bit too wide.
Don't let this guy intimidate you.
And to be honest, it didn't. I rather had my eyes in front. To focus, get the best line and see whether I can capitalize on something. And here at least I can capitalize on the slipstream. Between two
Right tyres are
equally
cold.
powered cars.
Your rear brakes are cold, mate. Sector 3 is clear. Incident Sector 3, yellow flag.
That's again behind me. So I have a better exit here. But here I'm worse. This is one of the corners where I lost most to at least my teammates. But this was better. So you can actually sort of cut across these two corners on the curbs with the grip to power ratio that the GT4s have. Or at least our GT4 had. Just
That's 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes.
can I repeat the same thing from last time? Let's try.
Yellow flag.
Car on your left.
Nope.
The incident's clear, green flag.
Hold your line, the left is clear.
So that seems to be a corner where I tend to be a bit better than a couple others. And now again the task is to get ready for the Döttinger Höhe.
Okay, Andy, stay close. Wait for him to make a mistake.
That's a bit overly cautious. I'm not sure what he's up to. Because he doesn't have the KTM right in front of him. So focusing on the exit here. And yeah, they seem to have some issues. So this will be very interesting.
Left
Because
side.
I'm now getting under pressure from behind.
Stay there. Still there.
So down,
Left is
down to
clear
10th.
now.
Push now, we can catch up here.
But it's more like surfing, slipstream surfing than pushing, because you can't do more than push the gas pedal down to 100%.
Right side.
But that
Hold
seems
your
to
line.
work actually,
Still
especially
there.
against the KTM, who are the worst here.
3 wide on the left. Right side. Still there.
So
Clear
you're
right
basically
side.
frantically gripping the steering wheel to keep the car
Alright, Andy, the next car is block.
under
car
control.
number 64.
And that was a surprising leapfrog. So from last to first in that small pack. That's the power of slipstream on the Döttinger Höhe. So KTMs are fighting each other.
Distance should be about 1.
Can probably say thank you for that.
Car on your left.
And not screw it up here.
Still there. Okay, 3 wide. You're on the right.
Oop,
On your left.
Sorry.
Clear on the left.
but no harm done.
Car in front of us in.
Left side. Left is clear now.
Yeah. So that was again another surprising leapfrog. Coming from further behind with a better momentum. So up to 5th. What can I do in the final lap?
Car right. Clear on the right.
And what I liked is they were all fighting tooth and nail. Bad exit here.
The guy
On your left. Clear left now.
So thank you for that. Just have to defend now, because I didn't have the best line. 4th. And when you hear 4th, of course you obviously think podium. Question is, can I do anything about that?
Car on your right. Right
So
side is
dancing
clear now.
BMW, but I can't do anything. Too far away. And as I said, I didn't have any
On your right. Right side is clear now.
particular goal or feel any particular pressure. So I said, yeah, maybe 4th is fine.
Okay, Andy, the next car is Schmidt, car number 88.
Third, of course, would be better. But going from 12th to 4th is, I think, still not too shabby. I didn't want to do any last lap heroics either. So the two guys in front seem to race off into the distance, with the BMW a bit trailing. And I'm under no pressure from behind, that's also important. Not close to try anything here. So they're having more issues, but again, I'm a bit too far behind and you can't do anything here anyway. I have to close the door here, not to repeat what I did last lap, I think. And I think 5 marks on the first 5 places, so that's good. That's cool. Yeah, there's an area that the BMW doesn't like particularly well. So everyone gets cleanly through here. Getting a slightly better exit here, but not sure I can do much about that. And with this huge, bulky BMW, I don't see at all where I'm going, because the Audi is much lower. So I might get closer, but I have no idea when to actually turn in, so I have to slightly off to the side. So this is an area that the BMW doesn't like too much. At least I'm making some headway, and the other two are a bit off into the distance, because the KTM likes this very much. So no heroics here this time. Just patiently slotting in behind them. And getting ready again for the Döttinger Höhe, essentially. And here staying out of the slipstream helps it a little bit, because now I have almost the full grip for the Bellerfest. Whereas they probably hadn't. Yeah, so I'm back on their tails, that's great. Again, this corner isn't that important. The exit is. So now, basically up to the final battle. And the leading car is the worst on the Döttinger Höhe. The Merc is probably average, the BMW is best, and
Sector 3 is clear.
I'm losing contact again. And getting under pressure myself from block behind. So they are now duking it out ahead. Being all over the KTM. So the BMW is second. And seems to be overtaking the KTM as well, simply due to having better top speed. I'm also now in the mix here, when the KTM is blocking the Merc. But this, yeah, I didn't really feel like it. Fourth is fine.
Still there.
So last
Clear
corner,
right now.
last chicane. And some trouble on the exit. Can I capitalize on that? Final meters.
Car is
Photo
on your
finish. Who will make it out ahead?
right. Hold your line.
Nice
Yes, third.
Right is clear now.
On the final meters. Just a fraction ahead, but ahead. So podium. Very unexpected podium from up to 12th and from 16th after first lap or so. So that felt very good. And again, I hope this gets noticed by the right people. So if we look at the overall results in the fastest lap, it's also up there. So I think I overall did a better job in the race than again during qualifying. So I'm on my way back again, and as you can see, it's now well into the evening, much later than I wanted to leave. And of course now, since everyone's leaving, plus a few trucks apparently, now the roads are full, including trying to get on the Autobahn here. But anyway, of course we had to celebrate the unexpected podium, so that was, I think, time well spent, instead of hitting the road early and avoiding the big chunk of traffic. Come on, let me in. Okay, thanks. Yeah, so I think that was a worthwhile trip overall. Of course, I learned a lot in the preparation, how to drive a mid-engine car, how to drive a GT4 car, and how it's just vastly different compared to everything else I've driven so far. It's also extra exhilarating on the Nordschleife to really feel all that downforce and what the car can do despite the rather low power. So I can only imagine how the similar but much more powerful GT3 version of that R8 would feel. So what's in for the future? So it's back to something familiar. It's back to something front-wheel drive, and again I have to thank my sponsor for basically enabling that deal. So there will be some minor work support, but that's mainly for me and less for the equipment, and everything else will be bankrolled by a brand of my sponsor. So a huge thank you for that. What it will be exactly, something I'll reveal then shortly, but then only in the next video. So what we see now is what doesn't really apply. So driving into the dark, that's not the case. So I actually hope I have a rather bright future ahead for this year. So more about that in another video shortly, and until then, see you on track, and remember to send it. So one small final remark, I'm editing this in after the fact. This is a better metaphor, because this traffic light and the next one as well, they've always been red basically every time I'm coming home, while this time they were both green. I would say this is the better metaphor for the future, so I thought I would rather end on that. See you for the next race.